In 2016, a quiet night in Pike County, Ohio, turned into a nightmare. 8 members of the Rhoden family were killed in their beds, shot with cold precision. But 3 young kids, all under 3 years old, were left alive, sleeping through the horror. Who could do something so awful, and why? This is the Pike County Massacre, a story of lies, betrayal, and a shocking reason that nobody expected. A sheriff with years of experience called it the strangest case he'd ever seen. The tragedy started at dawn on April 22nd. Bobby Jo Manley, sister of Dana Rhoden, drove to the family's farm on Union Hill Road to feed the animals, something she did all the time. But when she got there, something felt wrong. The place was too quiet. No sounds of the family, no kids playing, just silence. Bobby Jo's stomach twisted as she walked into the first trailer with her brother James. They called out, "Chris, Dana, anyone." But nobody answered. Then, in the living room, they saw something terrible. Christopher Rhoden, the 40-year-old head of the family, was dead. 9 bullets had hit him, 5 in his face and head, 3 in his chest, 1 in his arm, like he tried to block the attack while sleeping. It was the only sign he fought back. In another room, they found Gary Rhoden, Chris's 38-year-old cousin. He had 2 bullets in his head and 1 so close to his temple it left a burn mark. He looked like he was asleep when the killer shot him. Bobby Jo was shaking, barely able to speak. She called 911, her voice scared. "There's blood everywhere." She said, "They're dead. It looks like someone beat them bad." The operator told her to get out of the house, but the worst was still coming. In the second trailer, the scene was just as bad. Clarence Frankie Rhoden, Chris's oldest son, and his fiancée, Hannah Hazel Gilly, were dead in their bed. Frankie, 20, had 3 bullets in his head and face. Hannah, 37, was shot once through her eye and 4 more times. Their 4-month-old baby was safe, lying between them untouched. Their 3-year-old was asleep on the floor, not knowing what happened. Bobby Jo ran to the third home where her sister Dana lived with her kids, 16-year-old Chris Jr. and 19-year-old Hannah Rhoden. Hannah had just had a baby 4 days before. Inside, Dana was dead, shot 5 times in the head, some bullets so close they burned her skin. Chris Jr. was in his room, shot twice in the head. In another room, Hannah was gone, killed by 2 bullets to her head. Her newborn was still next to her, trying to feed, not knowing she was dead. Hannah's 2-year-old daughter, Sophia, was safe with her dad that night, far from the horror. The town was in shock, but there was more. Donald Stone, a cousin, got worried when he couldn't call Kenneth Rhoden, Chris Sr.'s brother, who lived a few miles away. He and 2 friends went to check. The door was open, and inside, Kenneth was dead, shot once through his eye, up close. 8 family members in 4 homes, all killed in one night. Police swarmed the scene, but there were almost no clues. No bullet casings were found. Nobody heard gunshots. Even the family's guard dogs who barked at strangers stayed quiet, like they knew the killers. All the victims' phones were gone, but nothing else was taken. This wasn't a robbery. It was planned. The sheriff, Charles Reeder, stood among the bodies, shaking his head. "This is different," he said. "I've never seen anything like it." The Rhoden family had some trouble with the law. Chris Sr. and Kenneth had been in trouble for drugs, and police found a marijuana farm near Kenneth's place. Some thought it might be tied to a cockfighting ring. People started talking about big criminals. Could it be a Mexican drug cartel? They were known for brutal killings, but not around here. Others pointed to the Cornbread Mafia, a drug group in the Appalachian Hills that ran pills and drugs. They were violent, but nothing like this. Police followed every idea, checking the family's past, looking for a reason. Tips came in by the hundreds. The town offered big rewards for answers, but nothing worked. Police took everything from the farm, cars, trailers, tools, hoping for clues. But every lead went nowhere. The killers left nothing behind. No fingerprints, no DNA, no witnesses. The 3 kids who survived couldn't talk. Why were they spared? Was it kindness or something else? Months went by, and the case got cold. Pike County buried its dead, the pain heavy in the air. But one name kept coming up, the Wagners. Billy Wagner, a local man, knew Chris Rhoden. They might have worked together, maybe on something shady. But it was Billy's son, Jake, who got attention. Jake had a rocky relationship with Hannah Rhoden, the 19-year-old victim, since she was 13. They had a daughter, Sophia, now 2 years old. Was she the reason for all this? Jake and Hannah's story started at the Pike County Fairgrounds in 2012. Hannah, just 13, met Jake, almost 18, while looking at rabbits. It seemed sweet at first, but it turned dark. Chris S.R. let them date, even though Hannah was so young, because he knew Billy. But he made rules. Hannah couldn't be alone with Jake. Someone always had to watch them. The Wagner family was strange, though. Billy and his wife, Angela, kept their kids close, homeschooling them, keeping them away from others. Hannah got pulled into their world, and it wasn't good. Things got bad between Jake and Hannah. By 2015, Hannah was scared. She told friends Jake was controlling, even violent. Once, she said he choked her, and she ran to her dad for help. Chris S.R. protected her, keeping the Wagners away. Hannah posted on Facebook, saying she'd never let Jake take Sophia, no matter what. She didn't know Jake and Angela were watching her posts, hacking her account. Her words made them angry. When Hannah started seeing Charlie Gilly, her sister-in-law's brother, and got pregnant with her second child, Jake lost it. The Wagners wanted Sophia, and they wouldn't let anyone stop them. Billy came up with a plan: kill Hannah and anyone who could take Sophia. Angela, Jake, and George, Billy's other son, agreed. They decided 7 people had to die to make sure they got Sophia. The Wagners planned everything carefully. They bought shoes from Walmart that didn't fit them, so no one could trace their footprints. They got small guns, .22 caliber, that were quiet and easy to use. They made silencers to muffle the shots and pouches to catch bullet casings. They practiced shooting in the woods behind our house, leaving bullets in trees and burning old silencers. They bought a device to block phone signals so no one could call for help. Angela made fake papers saying Hannah wanted Jake to have Sophia if she died. They even changed their hair color to hide who they were. They watched the Rhoden homes, learning when everyone was there and when they slept. On April 21st, after Hannah had her second baby, the Wagners acted. Sophia was with them, giving them the perfect chance. Billy went to Chris S.R.'s trailer, pretending to talk about a drug deal. Jake and George hid in a truck outside. Once inside, Billy started shooting, killing Chris and Gary fast. The brothers moved to Frankie's trailer, then Dana's, shooting everyone. They left the kids alone just as planned. By morning, they were gone like ghosts. They hid their tracks well. They got rid of the truck, burned their clothes and shoes, and hid the guns. They put the guns, casings, and silencers in buckets, filled them with cement, and gave them to a cousin who used them as boat anchors in a lake. The Wagners acted like sad neighbors, even asking for custody of Sophia with those fake papers. But they made mistakes. Right after the killings, the Wagners moved to Alaska, far from Pike County. A year later, they came back, acting normal, working at a trucking company. Jake got married, and they seemed like good people. But something wasn't right. Jake's new wife and Angela suddenly left, talking to the police. Nobody knows exactly what they said.
But it changed everything. Police put secret microphones in the Wagners' trucks and listened to their phones. They collected every clue they could. For 2 years, the Wagners said they were innocent, but in 2018, Jake couldn't take it anymore. In jail, he broke down and confessed to everything. He admitted to 23 charges, saying he shot 5 people and his dad and brother shot the others. Angela didn't shoot, but she planned it all and made the fake papers. Police found proof that matched Jake's story. Text messages from that night showed Billy meeting Chris S.R. They found the guns in the lake, still in cement, and bullets that matched the ones in the victims. They also found burned silencers in the woods. Jake's confession solved the case. Jake got life in prison, but might get out after 32 years because he told the truth. Some people were mad he didn't get a harsher punishment. Angela got 30 years for planning the murders. George wouldn't confess and went to trial, getting 8 life sentences with no chance of getting out. Billy, the dad, is still waiting for his trial, and everyone's watching to see what happens. Think about being Sophia or the other kids who survived. One day, they'll learn their whole family was killed over a fight for custody. That's a heavy truth to carry. Pike County wants this to be over, hoping Billy's trial ends the pain. But what made police suspect the Wagners? Their weird move to Alaska, the women who left, or something they couldn't hide? Should they have faced the death penalty for such a terrible crime? Tell us what you think in the comments and watch our next video for another true crime story.
Thanks for watching.